Hello guys, we are working on the REST integrations in Salesforce. So as far as now, we have called the Spoonacular services, we have called the India postcode, and we have called the Go REST controller. Okay, if you have not watched this callouts, you can go and visit my previous videos. Over there, I have given a detailed explanation on this particular topics. Okay. So right now we are going to connect the two Salesforce organizations. Okay. So we are going to create a web service for one particular Salesforce organization, and the second Salesforce organization will call that web service. So before that, over here we are making a call out to a Spoonacular service. We are making a call to the Spoonacular service means this particular Spoonacular application has created their own web service. Okay, and they have given this endpoints so that a foreign people or a foreign person can come into their system and access their data. Okay, so to connect the two particular Salesforce organization, it's mandatory, like we should create a web service. Okay. So this is the thing, like whenever we try to hit a particular system, we make a call out. But before making call out into our name credentials, we authenticate first of all ourselves to the third party system. Okay. So to authenticate ourselves, we provide the bearer token or we provide the API key. Right. So these are all the authorization parameters. So over here are the different. So we are going to go with the next video with this particular two parameters. Okay, but right now we have worked on the bearer tokens. Okay, so this bearer token are nothing but the authorization protocols. So on this basis we get authenticated to the third party system. So in case of previous videos, we have worked on the Spoonacular service class and we got the response on behalf of this particular endpoint. Okay. So right now to connect the two Salesforce organization, we can see like the TMC College is the one organization and NWS Technology is the one organization. So these particular two organizations are going to communicate with each other. So for example, if we have built the opportunity web service in TMC College, then over here the opportunity web service has been created in Salesforce Apex, and over here we are fetching that particular opportunity in NWS Technologies organization. So whenever we will fetch the data from the second Salesforce organization, we have to make sure like we have created a REST web service into the second organization. So we have created the REST web service with this following signature @REST resource with URL mapping, and this name can be any custom name which will be meaningful for your class. As part of that, we should make sure that the class should be global, and we need to decorate each method with the following signature such as @HTTP. So whenever a third-party system or whenever a method caller will call our web service, then and if he is making a get call, then with the help of this particular code block, he is going to get access for the opportunity records from TMC College organization. Okay. In the same way, we have gone with the HTTP post, we have gone with the HTTP delete, we have gone with the HTTP port and patch. You all guys can go and have a brief look on this particular web service decorators, and on that basis we can make a make our data visible to the method callers, okay, to the different organization who are interested in calling our system or who are interested in our data. So this can be done. So in further video, we will also go with the HTTP post and delete methods in detail. But right now we are focusing on HTTP GET. So I have given this signature, I have made my class global, and I have decorated this particular class, and I'm returning this result. And as soon as I return the result, there is a particular person into the second organization. So he is making a call to get the opportunities. Okay, and he is getting the response in back. So whenever he is getting the response, he is getting the response in this format. He is getting all the details of the opportunities. For example, if we change the opportunities data from the system who has exposed their web service, we can see like the data is been reflected into the second system because they are making a GET call to this opportunity, right? Say we will pick a random opportunity. We will say this opportunity. We will search that particular opportunity and we will change the data. So we will say the amount 20 crores, and we will try to fetch that particular amount into the second system who is requesting for the data. So here we can see the data has been updated. Okay, so guys, whenever any person is fetching the data, he has to make ensure like he is first authenticated to that particular web service, right? So we have mimicked that particular request into our postman. So for making the web service available to the third party system, first of all we need to make sure like our web service is working or not working. Okay, so to make sure that our web service is working, we will need the session ID from our organization, and we will need the base URL from our organization. So this particular organization has created their web service, which is called as opportunity web service, and they are giving their data access to the outer system. So on that basis, we need the session ID and the base URL of that particular system. So let's get that. Let's find into the logs, and here is the detail. So guys, we can copy this particular session ID, and we can give it as a token. We'll say it as a pay as a bearer token. And the second thing is like we can go with our base URL. This is the base URL of a particular organization who has created the web service. So here is the base URL, and we have to append services, apex, rest, and our web service name, opportunity. Okay. So these are the common parameters like we should provide, because these particular parameters are hard to communicate with the URL of our exposed web service system. Okay, so we can also have a look on this particular opportunities URL, which is mapped as a URL. Okay, so on that basis we are getting the response. We are getting all the opportunities from the TMC college organization. Okay, there is the another way, like this is a bearer token. This bearer token can be hard coded from the method caller. Okay, so over here we can hard code that particular bearer token. For example, if I will show you here, like we have hard coded that particular bearer token and we are passing that bearer token into the header, but this is not the case. It is exposing our sensitive information into this particular class. So that's the reason we have came with the name credential. We have created the name credential into this organization. So let's access the name credential. The name credentials are saying like this one. We have entered our secured API over here, and we have given a Salesforce Connect external credential as well. Okay, so this is to like sure like from our TMC college, a one person has given the bearer token to this particular organization NWS technology, and he is using that particular token to call our web service so that he can be authenticated and he will get the authorization to query the data of the opportunity. Okay, so that's the thing, like we need this particular bearer token. So we were on the postman. So this is the one way to authenticate a particular person for our web service by passing the bearer token. And the second thing is like we can pass the bearer token as the API key as well. Okay, so for that authentication, BEREAR, bearer, and our bearer token which we have fetched. Oh yeah, this is the bearer token. Okay, so this bearer token is given by a particular organization who has exposed their web service. In future videos, we will go with the client secret and client ID, which is totally automated. Then don't need to exchange this particular bearer token. So stay tuned, guys. Like we will go further and we will connect the two particular organization who don't need to share this particular bearer token. It happens automatically on the basis of the connected app. So we will explore that connected app into the next video. So right now, the particular web service which has been created into the organization, they have given the bearer token. So I will use this particular bearer token over here, and we will say like we are passing that into the header. Let's try to make a call. Let's check the spelling of authorization. Now we'll go and just have name authorization over here. Let's try it again. Let's give me the error. Let's try with the bearer also. Give the space in between the two terms, bearer and the bearer token. Yeah, now we are getting the response. Okay, so this is the thing, like we are going to mimic with the help of name credential and external credential into the organization who is calling the web service. Okay, so here we have the name credentials created with the help of opportunity name credential. We have entered our secured endpoint which we got from the base URL of the particular system who has exposed their web service, and second is like we have created the external credential. So if you want to get the in-depth detail about the name credential and the external credential, guys, you can go and watch my previous video. Over there I have mentioned it clearly. So first of all, we created the Salesforce Connect external credentials. Okay, so these credentials are having the principals with the same key and the value which we have entered just now into the postman. Okay, so here we have given the parameter as the authorization, and here we have given the key, and the key is same like the mention over here with the space. After bearer with the space, this particular bearer token has been given, and we have given the access to the system administrator. And in the name credential, we have also set the custom headers also in external credential, where it's giving the same thing as a key and the same thing as the value. So the key is authorization and the value is bearer space and the bearer token. Okay, and we have embedded that particular into our name credential. You can see over here we have embedded it into the name credential. So guys, in this way these particular systems are communicating. So right now, by creating this particular thing, we are authenticated for our TMC college organization, and TMC college organization is giving us the data for the opportunities. Okay, because they have created that web service and they are willing to expose their data to the different system. So on that basis they are sharing the data, like they are creating their web service, and we can call that web service, and thus we can have the data rendering on the particular UI, right? So we are getting these particular opportunities from the third party system, and the third party system have their API. In the last few classes we have called the vernacular web services, we have called the India Post Code, we have called the Go Rust website API. Okay, so they all have created their web services, and we are accessing their web services by first authenticating ourselves by giving the API key, or by giving the token, or by giving the session IDs or some client IDs or client secret, and on that basis we are getting the authorization to access their data. Right, guys? So if you are trying to connect the two Salesforce soap, you can go with this hands-on practice. You can create your web service by your own, and you can first check like we are able to hit that particular website or not, and on that basis you can create the same following class into some different organization and try to access the data and render the data on the UI over here. Okay, so guys, stay tuned. We will go into the future video and we will try to edit this data from here. We will try to delete the data, and we will send that particular command to the third party system, and we will act as the user on, means like we will access their data and we will act as a user who is already sitting over there in the third party system. Okay, so they have given us the access to create, read, edit and delete the data. So we are going to do the same but from the different system. That is the power of integration, guys. With the help of REST we can do these things. So into our next video we will go and we will try to edit this data, also to delete the data, and also to observe the data, right? So thank you guys, thank you for so much for giving your time.